those starters are Beck trying to do her part to stay on sec down that left wing. Her cross comes in right into the breadbasket of a defender. Riley Rich trying to come up with it. Garcia couldn't take a touch. It's available and it trickles through. And that gives us a good opportunity for the first time tonight to highlight Teagan Gardner. None other than the Towson starter. Gardner, an interesting case, has been on this Towson roster. This now her third year with the program, but this really the first year that she is seeing any real playing time, serving as the backup to Riley Melendez, who was an outstanding netminder for Towson each of the past couple of years. But for Gardner, came into preseason knowing it was sort of her role, ready to rock and roll. Talking to Catherine Vittori midweek and really pleased with the play of Gardner, the redshirt sophomore so far.
Yeah, and again, to only have just two keepers on the roster is definitely, sometimes it could be worrisome, right? The depth could pose a problem, but again, Gardner has been fantastic. Again, not a whole lot of competition, if you will, but again, to
separation for Garcia, and she never really
find the footing. But just finishing off the thought with Teagan Gardner and Keegan Williams as well, the freshman keeper out of Maryland. Again, not to say that there wasn't a whole lot of competition, but again, against a raw young freshman, it's very difficult to really potentially outshine a player with some sort of experience.
Riley Rich, strong on the ball, puts it forward, and a nice save made. Beck on the rebound, never got there in time.
Yeah, we'll have another look at that, Johnny. And again,
a set piece off the right boot of Abby Roach towards the top of the box, but a nice job lunging to her left by Teagan Gardner to clean up the mess.
Again, great send in by Roach. Again, trying to feed it towards that wing for Keens.
Nook finds a helper in Handwacker. The left back up to help out. Handwacker puts it just too high. Always nice to have the luxury of a defender who can let one rip like that.
It's really amazing what Handwacker has done for this squad, and that's exactly what had gone down that time. We've seen Handwacker do this so well over the course of the last couple of seasons, and obviously
in the out-of-conference play, but have seen it tamper off a little bit. Comes down to finishing their chances. Stoney Brook a potential chance here. It's Sproul up to help out, but all too easy there for Teagan Gardner. She barely had to move.
Yeah, and the possession game for Towson, again, it's
different point of view.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Garcia trying to apply the pressure, get out of play for a Seawolves throw. Here's Winback. Low cross, works its way all the way to the back of Teagan Gardner. Gardner, the redshirt sophomore from Virginia, further fitting that motif. Sun beginning to set on the fall.
But they have had a little bit of a tough time finding the back of the net. But we'll tell you this, when they connect to perfection.
Sproul down the right wing and play it all the way back for Gardner. Just north of 20 minutes remaining here in this half number one. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on this Thursday night from Laval Stadium. He prepare as if it's a home game. Riley Rich slips through the back line, out of play. Who touched it last? It'll be a Stoney Brook corner kick off the Towson defender.
Stoney Brook.
So here it comes, goes towards the back post, looking for Rich. Out of play. Who touched it last? This time it comes from the near side. Plenty of leg on it. Pinballed around. And eventually clear. Back. Oh, dangerous pass. Rich takes it away. Centering feed. Oh, just missed that back post. Tried to get it either in net or in the breadbasket of Garcia, but it was perfectly placed between the two.
Right, we'll have another look at it here. Right, Riley Rich, I think she passed it way too much that time, able to head that out, and
Helling applying the pressure, but a better job by Towson to stay cool, calm, collected. Stoney Brook Tebow never gave up on it and took it away from Roach and put it past 10 again.
And those numbers are
Response from Rich, nothing doing, and a nice job by Gardner. Worth noting on the Tebow goal, cool nugget on her. With that score, she now propels herself into the top 25 all-time. We were having a moment ago, right? Who grabs momentum going into the break? Well, as of now, nothing changes in these next 9 minutes. We've got our answer. Towson on the road, no less, who came in and set the tone over the first couple minutes of the game, then went through a little bit of a lull.
both outsides along the back line.
Rich has a window. Rich pulls it left. Rich from outside the box, ricocheted. Whistle comes against, and some of the Stoney Brook faithful letting the officials know what they think of that whistle. Set piece towards the top of the box. Seawolves still on it, though, from that far side. Work back out towards midfield. Through ball to Rich. Finds her head and tapped in from the near side. Stoney Brook pulls even. The Seawolves, yep.
Offside is the call.
No goal indeed, so Ferreira walks away empty-handed, and Towson stays in the driver's seat. 3:14 to go. Stoney Brook knocking on the door, but they will need to knock a little more here if they down that left wing. Pulls it back. Doesn't really have a teammate in the vicinity to help.
Put on the brakes, maneuver with the ball, and again try and find something on net, potentially ricochet off a defender to force the corner. Couldn't do so there, but just shows how dangerous Rich can be.
Under 2 to play here in this first half. 1 goal lead. The Tigers out in front, courtesy of the Sophie Tebow goal in the 34th minute of play. We'll step right 5 of the last 6. It's crunch time, right? Those are down the stretch games.
Nearly turned aside and able to corral is Gardner. And this time it's Handwacker. Here she comes along the far side, and she cannot get anything towards the flank on the near side for the rest of the Seawolves, and it was Lynn Beck.
I think that's sort of the epitome of a lot of these Stoney Brook chances, right? They just feel a little bit rushed. That was not necessarily a ball that Sammy Handwacker had to put towards cage immediately.
Sent up ahead, and Stoney Brook with an opportunity in front that time for Lynn Beck. We discussed earlier about the Leesburg, Virginia product, Teagan Gardner, trying to see. No, had gone off of the freshman back in Jalen White, forces a corner kick, the 4th corner for the Seawolves tonight. Christina Garcia there, Lynn Beck as well on the outskirts of the 6-yard box. Rich able to get it back for the time being, gets around one. Rich lets one loose with the left foot, and it'll be another corner screen there, that brace along the right leg. Sent in, and Roach tried to go over everyone, and this time a goal kick will ensue. Meanwhile, it's Emma Kirk.
See the goose egg for the Seawolves. But at the same token, this Stoney Brook squad is continuing to get chance after chance after chance. Do you want to execute better in the final third? Sure. Do you want to eventually come through and crack the scoreboard of...
Did he tell us that? We'll have another look at this set piece.
Yeah, again, just not quite the execution you want. Handwacker, not a bad ball whatsoever.
Is Location of this crucial North Division fixture here on this crisp, brisk fall Thursday night. Just 2 days into October, and it's been a fantastic evening for these two. Front 1-0, and we'll see if Stony Brook can change the narrative, as that one was headed up for Sparacio, but just too far.
Squad. And we made note of it off the air prior to the start of this one, Joey. Just sort of peeking.
Out of Irvington, upstate. Meanwhile, Sparacio Keens, who thought that she got fouled, and that you would want back, is this one is punched aside. And who else but Riley Rich again?
That's the save of the game right there. I mean, you look at the distance it came from, and Teagan Gardner really standing on her head. If she jumps a half a second later, chances are she's not timing that up properly to keep that out of net. So that is a game-saving play right there from Teagan Gardner.
Riley Rich already with 10 goals on the season. A new individual career high for her, looking to make it 11. This time, Stony Brook off the corner. Pinballs in with Lynn Beck again. About a couple of opportunities there around the top. Well, a lot of opportunities for Stony Brook in that last sequence. Meanwhile, a push in the back that time again. Off the corner, looking to feed it in. Unsuccessful that time for Stony Brook, as Lent tried to potentially redirect one off of a noggin, but could not do so. As Gardner sent in, but too far, and a goal kick coming. That was Emily Rubio on that foul right in the middle. Meanwhile, M11 will return to the pitch, and of course the lone yellow card issued tonight was to the sophomore out of Horsham, Pennsylvania, M11. She'll replace Rubio. The Tigers will play it out of the back, and now that has proved to be a potentially bad choice. Here come the Seawolves. Rich with Beck going just wide of Gardner, and you could see again from Gardner playing it out of the back towards that back line. Johnny, Garcia, Rich, and Beck, they all read that to near perfection. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, and it's great to have the strength in numbers. You see Rich doing everything in her power to muscle that shot off. Beck trying to clean up the...
And sending it down for Garcia. It's a foot race. Here's Garcia again. Got taken down. And no call. Stony Brook bench not too thrilled. Let's look back at it here, folks, and let you make the call.
You never really got off the shot that she wanted, and you saw sort of lost her footing to begin with. That's one of the that just lost her footing, and evidently officials agree with the Towson argument.
Well, you could hear the displeasure from the fans here in Laval. I'll tell you this, exactly what you said, Johnny. That was one of those 50-50 chances, and it looked clean from this vantage point. It looked clean, so credit to Brooke Burrell. Go. Sproul sends it up ahead, but Teagan Gardner is there for the taking. Good crowd on hand tonight here on this Thursday evening. Good view right. Going up against Palin Bayer. Garcia gets it back, looks to center it in front. Meanwhile, Sparacio at the edge of the box. And cleared aside by Perry. Sproul gets it back with the left boot. She'll send it in front and goes off, buries it and scores. Christina Garcia, a defensive error by the Tigers allows Garcia to bury that one home.
Day. Gardner, though, not anticipating that deflection from her teammate, sort of
Sent in by Garcia and tried to head that home beyond the reach of Gardner. Things are getting a bit toasty over here.
Either, or if this will be the 11.
Here comes Beck, goes in. She scores the go-ahead strike in the season, Johnny, of scoreboard watching. And we can guarantee that other programs are either watching us or they're taking a peek at the stats. Sent in that time by Rich, trying to feed it toward Beck. Rich hits the deck. Sparacio lets one go and scores! The insurance tally for the hometown girl. Bounces off of one. And a goal kick. And again, just looking here at the personnel, Steinagel now playing in the middle here. Puts on the brakes. And Reif is doing a fantastic job draining the clock. Meanwhile, for Towson on the other side, Sunday at Northeastern, 1 p.m. Can also be found on Flow College. That'll be another really good battle. Again, we'll see what Ray scores. Reifus. 0.7, 8, and 9 awarded. Final score 3-1 in favor of the Seawolves. Johnny, 1.